Right there, hello there everyone, this is Soul Super 17 here, and this is a non-paid video and on this picture, so let me just tell you, this is the Naruto Sub-Zero What If, but it is kind of a mashup between different ideas. You're gonna hear me turn on some water. Basically, what this is a cross between My Hero Academia and Naruto universe, along with Naruto being the reincarnation of Sub-Zero and being the only male that can use chakra. Alright? So, basically, I kind of just learned the history of Sub-Zero. Like with Scorpion, I played some of the games and I know a few of their abilities and what Sub-Zero can do. Like, he can make weapons out of ice. He can make a ice clone. He can basically does like a slide just like Scorpion does. But it's ice instead of fire. He basically freezes his opponents, does an uppercut, or basically rip the head off of people when they're iced. Or, just use a hammer, smash them. He basically has a wide variety of, basically abilities with ice, like Sub-Zero does. And what I'm doing is I'm doing it more of like, I'm doing what I think it could be in this one because I'm incorporating chakra into it. He can now incorporate chakra within his techniques from the Wing Kuei. So most of it's going to be a little bit more different. So that means it's not going to be just like, he learned it. No, he's the reincarnation of Sub-Zero. Alright? So, and this is the one where after a Shirarayu, a young warrior, comes in, the Sub-Zero who became the Grand Master, which I basically watched a video on, just so I could try and remember his name. Hold on. I'm quite lying, but, I'm not gonna ever be able to remember that. But, he was the Sub-Zero that became the Grand Master that was assassinated unknowingly to the Shirarayu that caused basically the peace to basically be broken. So yeah. So when he died, he goes into an alternate reality where the Naruto universe is then a combination between the My Hero universe. Similar to his world, but very different. Females are the they're like a lot more, and basically, I mean, like it switched around. So basically, females are more than men. Men, have weaker quirks. Chakra has been, sort of forgotten because chakras have evolved into quirks, and most of the people are technically in UA. So someone thought I was gonna be doing a Zuku Sub-Zero. No, it was a Naruto, but they asked me to do it. I was just gonna do like regular Naruto. Had a plan for that, but then I had to think of a whole new story. So yeah, but it's gonna be a little bit more interesting. So Naruto is gonna have a sister, Haku. Haku was born as a Uzumaki. Kurama and the other tail beasts are still around, but they are sealed still, and I'm gonna have Naruto, who I said is Sub-Zero's name, because I know I'm never gonna remember that. He basically is going to free the tail beasts. So yeah. But Kurama is gonna be still inside of him, even though basically Haku is gonna be the first, child born, she won't be able, like, they'll do like a test to see if she can handle his power, but but she won't. So yeah, enough of me talking. This is what if Naruto was the reincarnation of Sub-Zero and was the only boy to use chakra. So yeah. Also, he may be neglected, but I'm not putting that the title. He's gonna be neglected at first. So yeah, but hold on. So oh yeah, I almost forgot. He's going to remember all the moves, but he's gonna remember his past. So yeah. Anyways, let's get into this. So when we're starting off when basically Naruto was born, it's basically during the night, like how he was in canon. Canon Naruto, but nothing happens because this is the world of My Hero Academia. They're in they're in the hospital. So yeah, well, crossover. So Naruto is basically we're doing like many years and we're doing like Naruto universe. They were ninjas. Time flowing, time flows and then it changes. Chakra became less and less used. More technology, then it changed to quirks. So yeah, and the entire events of Naruto will sort of happen in My Hero Academia now. So yeah, I forgot to mention that. But anyways, but not the Nine-Tailed Fox attack. Nope, because there's a Maki clan technically. Oh, I'll explain later. But anyways, so yeah, so Naruto was born. Minato and Kushina are happy that it's a boy. They did want a boy or a girl. They don't care. They're just happy. And they even Haku. They named their first child Haku Uzumaki. And well, many years pass. When Naruto was 3, Haku, was 4. Basically, she got a quirk, an ice quirk, which the parents are very happy by this. And Izuku was just, happy for her. But unknown to, Minato or Haku, Kushina found Naruto starting to do like hand like basically fighting styles, like unknown, like basically he's just unknown to her. He's doing fighting styles and martial arts, which is amazing to her. So she doesn't keep it. She basically keeps it to herself. Hold on, my dad's gonna probably tell me to fall asleep. Nope. Probably will after he gets out of the bathroom, but who cares? But so, when Naruto hits 4 years old, they find out he's quirkless. But Kushina and Minato aren't really that upset. Males, and there is quirkless people with girls and men, and girls and boys. But it's just more boys than girls, basically. So it's like, they're not really that upset. Neither is Naruto, actually. He's actually just smiling still about it, which Kushina and Minato actually are kind of happy about this. But, so, since they found out Naruto has no quirk, he basically, they, wait till Naruto and Haku are at a good age. So, Haku's birthday is a month before Naruto's. So yeah. So basically, when Naruto is 3, when they're both 3, Haku turns 4, then Naruto turns 4. So yeah, hold on. Okay, you did not tell me to go to bed, but basically though, they Minato wants to see if they're compatible. So, the Uzumaki clan is still known for people who, the clans are still around, but not many people know about it. The families, the Sharingan is technically still around, but people have technically fire and well, the eyes are mostly, a part of their, basically, quirk. Well, that's what people think, but it's not. The clans can still use chakra, but Haku, but the Uzumaki clan are ones that can use chakra, but it's weaker than the quirk. I mean, it's weaker. They don't have that much, basically. What I'm trying to say is, they have quirks that are very strong, but not enough, chakra to basically be what they were, because quirks is chakra. This one too, you know, evolved into. So basically, they figured Naruto may be able to, but they think Haku is going to be definitely be able to have the Nine Tails inside of her, that basically her. And they tested out, and no, she couldn't hold the Nine Tails. Its chakra was too strong. And so they tested out Naruto, and he can actually hold the Nine Tails chakra. So Kushina and Minato talking, and this is how it goes. Kushina just says, Minato, are you sure we're gonna have to put him in? It's always been a female that's always, carried the Nine Tails. There hasn't been a male since probably the age of the ninjas. And Minato says, I know, but still, we have to pass it down now. So, Kushina was the Jinchuriki, but they can transfer it to another person, and she won't die. They learn how to do that. As basically, since it had so much chakra, and he can replenish his own. The Nightale says he can still leave some in her, and then he can just give it to his kid. Their kids, basically. That's what he told the Uzumakis, and, well, truthfully, he wasn't lying. So, yeah. So, basically, Kushina goes, alright, but if he can't handle it, we're going to have to, put it all back. I mean, we're going to have to do something. Which, Minato says, alright. So, what happens is, they tell Naruto that they have to do seal. And Haku's kind of a little bit upset because she was hoping that she could get that power. Haku's different in this one. She thinks, she should be getting the power because she's the oldest, and, well, her quirk is very strong. And so, like, they haven't done any ninjutsus yet, which is gonna happen. But, anyways. So, they basically do the sealing jutsu on Naruto. They basically open the gates for Kurama, and he goes into, he leaves some of the chakra in Kushina, a very small piece of it, so that way she can still live, and then he goes, basically, hey, transfer him over to Naruto. Which Kurama's hatred has gone, like, to the brink, but he has mellowed down because of his age. He still hates humans, like, a lot, but he gets this weird feeling with Naruto. So he's okay. He's not putting up a fight. He just goes right in, he's sealed away, and just goes back to being sleeping. And, well, after this, like, the area that they live is technically basically Konoha, but just a part of the city. So the school that they go to is, well, the academy, but more like it's diverse into, like, grades. So throughout the whole entire time, when Naruto's in the part of the city that's Konoha, in Tokyo, basically, he's basically getting the looks and the stares. They can tell that he's different now. He did have some friends, but the parents aren't saying nothing to their kids, so he still has friends. And so Naruto's, they start telling people about the age of quirks and about chakra, and how quirks, are the evolved version of it. But since we're ninjas, we're descendants of ninjas. Our village, who became a part of the city, Tokyo. We still have chakra in us, but it's not, as big as it was. Everyone, as Haku says, are we gonna be learning any jutsus? After she raised her hand and Iruka called her, he goes, yes, actually, we're gonna be learning some. Iruka understands Naruto's situation, So they kind of give him a little bit, not leeway, but more of a, how can I say this? More of a basic, more training on chakra control. But Kurama, only because his chakra's way too much, he's trying to dial it down and help Naruto learn this chakra control a lot better. And so, though, Naruto does have grandparents, and this is where the neglecting part comes in. So, during the time of the academy, Naruto has seen his grandparents about, like, when he's 8, he sees them, and Kushina and Minato told them about Naruto having the Nine Tails on him. And immediately they just stare at him like he's a freak, they think. And they give Haku all the attention. And they, even have Kushina and Minato only focus on Haku. But Naruto doesn't really care about that, actually. So he's been training, like, his body in secret. And then, like, Kurama sees what Naruto is doing. The whole entire, like, floor is starting to be covered in ice. As then Naruto just falls backwards and travels from one part of the area where he was over to another part. Instantly going there, which shocks Kurama. And this is when Kushina was walking by, too. Because, she knows Naruto usually goes to an area that no one really, part of the house that doesn't really get many people walking by it. And so, she sees Naruto doing this, and then he just started to make, like, ice swords, basically an ice spear, ice bow staff, basically, and just doing a whole bunch of different weapons and just training with them. Heck, he actually even uses base pillars of ice while he's running up them, and then just jump off and have an ice basically covering his foot, and then he just smacks down, breaking it. Which, makes like ice spikes come out. Which Kushina's going like, but he doesn't have a quirk. Maybe this is chakra? Naruto knows who he is. He knows he was Sub-Zero. His necromancy, not necromancy. His ability to, use ice was still with him, and he was very happy about that. He basically says to himself, he basically says out loud, he goes like, I let that kid kill me back then. Who knew I would come back into the world I lived in, but, well, quirks, chakra, and, different tailed beasts are around. Man, a parallel world from mine. This is fun. I'm younger again. Being the leader of the Lin Kuei was fun and all, but it was very tiring. I hope Hanzo's alright. Hanzo Midoriya. Not Hanzo, Hasashi. Hasashi, he says. Well, time to go for a little, bathe, and as he looks around, he looks and he sees his mom. She goes, Naruto, what do you mean? And he was like, oh, alright, Mom. Okay, let me tell you who I am. Basically, really, as he basically explains who he is, he talks about the Lin Kuei assassin business, like ice, ability to make ice that's not chakra or quirk. It's just a ability that the Lin Kuei could do. And, well, he was the strongest one of them who became the Grandmaster, and he's been that way until a Shiraryu, a young one, killed me, but I let him. I was not willing to kill a young man, still with plenty of life on him. So, I died willingly. And I guess because of that, the gods let me get reincarnated, but into an alternate universe, or parallel to my own. So, that's my story. And, well, when I was born, I basically had all my knowledge. She's basically shocked by this. Minato heard what when he was talking, and he goes, and he's just thinking. So my son was a strong warrior who got reincarnated, and he remembers all his abilities and skills. But it seems like now he can probably improve on them since he was younger again. And well, Minato and Kushina give equal love, to Naruto and Haku. But her grandparent, Naruto and Haku's grandparents just spoil, they just spoil Haku. They don't buy much anything for Naruto, and Kushina Minato knows this. But Naruto does not care. So we're going. This is when he was like 8 through 9. Well, basically, this was like one time during, like I said, yeah, and then like we're skipping to middle school. Sasuke has been around, and he wants to become a hero, which the villagers, basically, Konoha Village has, like, they're ninjas now, like, they learn ninjutsu. Naruto has learned it. He basically has taught with Hiruzen, and Danzo, they have taught him, basically, jutsus. They even found out about his unique ability to use ice, like Haku, but it's not a quirk. Everyone knew he doesn't have a quirk. So he just tells them what it is, and they're shocked by this. And so they ask, can you incorporate chakra into it? And he does. And it becomes different. It forms differently. He can add different elements to the ice: lightning, fire, wind, heck, even water that does not freeze, even earth. And that's shocking to them. He basically has a walking arsenal. He's even learned how to tree walk, water walk, do multi-shot jutsu. His father taught him how to do the Rasengan. And Kurama and him have been talking. And this is like now in the academy, which is like 8th grade. Everyone asks, like the teacher says, well, we all know everyone here wants to be a hero. Or at least be a ninja that we have as a other way of being a hero in the village. And basically we just help out around the city, and the city, pays us. That's it. We don't have to go on missions no more, since we all know now it's the age of technology and such, so our missions are very limited. So we get some bodyguard missions, we have some protection of certain items, along with help like escorting and a few assassination missions that we did not, would not take or give to, Genins. But that's but we don't use the word Genins no more. So, and Kakashi is in UA. He is Pain. Just gonna say this in like Shippuden Pain. Like there's going to be how can I say this? Shippuden is it's gonna be like in the parts of this series, but it's basically younger Naruto. I'm trying to figure out. I would like to figure out that, but for right now, until then, for right now, Shippuden is a part of this in this series, and there's a lot of stuff that could happen that can make, because there's gonna be like no 2-year time skip. There is no like Mortal Kombat fights, because different universe Mortal Kombat does not exist. Alright, okay. So yeah. So basically, everyone's saying they're gonna want to be a hero. Some saying we can become a support hero. Like Konoha's village has a few hero agencies along with a few support corps. Support hero. A support agency that helps out heroes and such, along with, like I said, missions. the missions, assassinations aren't really just there because they get them because of, well, crime syndicate, but they really don't tell them, they really don't do them unless it's a villain that absolutely needs to go down. And they do tell the heroes in the city about this, and they say we'll try to minimize the damage on the person and let them live, but they'll go to jail and they'll probably be dead anyways. Which, yeah, so the whole entire, Chia clan not massacred. Also, UA has an area for ninjas, so that's another thing too. They understand chakra and all that. So yeah. Anyways, though, let's get into it. So Naruto did sign up for UA. He's study. He's smart. He knows the answers, and he's not gonna basically hold back. Haku basically, Alex had a brother and says, "Oh, Naruto, are you going to get into UA?" And he just says, "Yes, I am. I'm going to win. Actually, I may break the record of how many enemies or robots, probably robots, that were defeated." Ataku just glares at him and says, "No, I am. I mean, Dad, may have trained you in a few things, but he trained me in hand-to-hand combat. What about you?" I was like, "Dear sister, I knew how to fight before even you started training. I started since I was 4. I know skills and technique can make up for lack of power, but the case does not matter with me. Just, you know, keep that to yourself." As, basically everyone in the class has, they do have like a few fights classes for training, and Naruto is the top fighter, even though like they're allowed to use their quirks. Sakura has her super strength. Hinata still has the Byakugan, and she's able to still use chakra, but her is a wind quirk that she can do with her fists. So basically, then when she combines the chakra, she can do the tiger palms. I mean, her basically those images of those tigers and flaming hands, basically. But that's when she's older. But the Hyuga style, 64 palms, and yeah. So everyone's quirk is what they had as ability. I mean, as their chakra, what they mainly can do. So yeah. So Naruto isn't really the basically the lower student. He's basically on the same. He basically beats Sasuke a little bit by always a couple points, say like 3. And well, strength wise, Sasuke is weaker, so Sasuke recognized him as his strength, and since the massacre never really happened or will ever happen, Sasuke is friends with Naruto in this one. So yeah, so he basically looks at Haku and just tells Haku just keep her mouth shut. Sasuke says that, and he just basically, the teacher says, "All right, right, right." Ruka says, "Calm down, everyone, calm down." Ruka is like that. Everyone was assigned to a certain teacher, and that teacher is their teacher throughout all of their life until they leave to high school. So yeah. So they're around 13 years old. And well, what happens next is, at the end, after class was all over, everyone's leaving to go home. Sasuke asks Naruto, "You mind coming over to my place? I mean, Tachi wants to see you again. You haven't been over there for a while." And Naruto has been over at Sasuke's place, but there was a certain incident at his home because his grandparents moved in, and basically Minato and Kushina have stopped even talking to Naruto, but they try to. They try, but the grandparents always get in the way. But while the grandparents are sleeping, when the grandparents, went out with Haku one time, they did talk about him going to UA. He says, "I'm gonna go there, and if Pa and Grandma are gonna try to stop me. Well, I'm just gonna make sure they don't ever try again. As you know, even Kurama says it too. Like, basically laughed in his head. Kurama and him are like closer since, he started, like, he basically said everything. So he's like, oh my god, this kid, he's a freaking, he's freaking awesome. Yeah, so basically he opened up to Naruto a lot. And yeah, so he's, basically though his grandparents told him to get back home and don't go anywhere because they don't want him to be social with anyone. So yeah, he just said they basically Sasuke says grandparents. He goes, yeah, tell Shikamaru, Uru, and Choji I said bye. And Naruto basically opens up the window. They're on the first floor, so he just jumps out of it, and it just starts walking out to the gate basically. And so after walking, Naruto gets home. His grandparents are there with Kushina. She's like talking to Haku. And when Kushina was about to say, Naruto, how was your day? The grandma basically chimes in and starts talking to her. And well, it's basically Minato's parents, Kushina's parents. Um, didn't they basically died before Kushina Kushina and Minato could even have kids. So yeah, some Minato's parents like Haku better. They don't like the Nine-Tailed Fox. They understand Kushina and they love her, but they don't like Naruto. For some weird reason, they just can't like him. So they make Kushina and Minato neglect him. And Minato finally had enough. So basically he goes over to, his dad's talking to him. He walks over to Naruto and asks him how's his day going, which that irritates him, his father, Minato's father. And he says, Minato, I was talking to you. And he goes, yes, and Kushina was about to ask my son how was his day. So, Mom interrupted her before she can even ask. She goes, really? I didn't know. And Naruto just says, Dad, am I allowed to? He goes, why not? I'm done with this. Like, this has been going on since you were 9 years old. And basically we've been trying to talk to you all the time. We only talk during the night, and then you have to go to bed. Just do it. Haku's not even home yet. Haku doesn't go to goes to a nurse school because her grandparents want her to do the best. So let's just say they don't put her in the school with regular people. Based on what I'm talking about, regular people, I mean the regular people from the Rookie 9 and the Academy. She's not there. She went to like a private school. So what happens is then, right when she gets home, Naruto just smiles and all of a sudden the whole entire room is starting to get cold. And Haku can't even understand what's happening. And all of a sudden, the grandparents' feet are starting to freeze over as Naruto just started walking over to them. He goes, for about 10, 11, 12, 13, 4 years I've been neglected. And for 4 years, you try to treat me like crap. Listen here, both of you. I know your little secrets. You basically want Haku to become a high-rank hero so she can live, better than what my mom and dad could provide her, or help you guys out, or my parents out. But for some reason, you hate me. Is it because of the Nine Tails inside of me? That seems about right. You hate it. You hate the Nine Tails. A lot of people do, still. Even though there was never an attack, they just don't like Ninetales or Jinchurikis. So look, I'm not gonna do nothing to you besides just walk away and, say nothing else. So, let me just tell you right now, let my parents do what they want. I'm their son. If they want to talk to me, they can. And my mom loves me more, not more, but I mean, loves me more than you guys. Even your own son hates the both of you. Sooner or later, he's gonna kick you out. And you can't blame me for your actions. You can only blame yourself. Now, if you excuse me, I gotta go. As then Naruto falls backwards and he just falls right into ice. And he's in his room then. He basically teleports into his room, which everyone's shocked, and Kushina just starts laughing. Minato does too, and Haku just says, Dad, Mom, I thought he's quirkless. As Kushina just says, honey, that isn't a quirk. It's basically different from what you have. It's a little, she says chakra. He goes like, yeah, it's chakra. And, Donzo and, basically, who isn't told, Minato, what Naruto can do with it. He was like, yeah, it's chakra. He's able to do it. He's probably the only male besides the only male that can use chakra properly, actually, which is surprising. And then, Minato's parents are in shock, and, well, they don't say nothing for the whole entire day. Minato and Kushina comes in Naruto's room, and he's just studying, in which, they're proud of him and such. So for the next 10 months, Naruto just does studying, working out, training, and eating, basically, and sleeping. That's all. Sorry. And Haku tries to find out whose ice is stronger, his or hers. She thinks quirks are stronger than chakra. No, no, not even close. Chakra is stronger than quirks. So, what happens? Naruto, basically, she makes crystal mirrors as a technique, even Zen bones, and basically, tries to hit Naruto with them. The ice needles or Zen bones don't even do nothing to him. It's like the ice technically goes right into him, in which he just puts down his hand, and then all of a sudden he says, "Ice needle barrage." As basically what the field, basically the ground gets covered, as in multiple little needles come up from the ground and basically start shooting out into the mirrors. The mirrors basically breaking them so easily, and which Haku can't even understand how. So after that, actually, that was for a couple months. She trained, tried to get stronger, tried to beat him. It's like Naruto could always counter her. And, the grandparents were shocked by this. Minato and Krishna were proud, and Naruto just says, I didn't even use much of my chakra for that. But hey, you're doing pretty good. You'll be able to catch up with me. And he's just walking away. Haku just cursing him out. And, she gets mad and walks away. But hold on. Alright, so basically, after the 10 months are over, it's the day to go into the quirk assessments test for the UA, and all the UA students are basically female. Well, besides Sasuke is gonna, all class 1A is gonna be female. Bako, Todoroki, I'm keeping Kirishima though, male, but it's mostly like quirks are, basically it's mostly like females are there. So, but Kirishima's lucky that his quirk was strong enough to get into UA, into Class 1A, and Tokiyami. So yeah, so Izuku, girl, Bakugo, girl, Todoroki, girl, Mineta, girl, basically. And Izuku isn't, not Izuku, and Naruto isn't going to be in that class. Well, actually, let's say they combined it with it. So Sasuke, Sasuke's quirk, it's strong because they can enhance it with chakra, but I'm making it, the only one that can use chakra fully. This is what if of what Naruto basically is. The reincarnation of Sub-Zero, and was the only boy that can use chakra fully. So yeah. So anyways, that's why I just want to make that point out again. Had to fix the title. So, but they don't like, but basically, there's not that many guys in the school, so, it's almost all girls' school, which is kind of shocking. When Naruto basically knew about this. But yeah, so they have to, fill out special papers because they, the UA heard about not Uzumaki, the Konoha, and that they were once ninjas. So, yeah. So basically, they had to fill out some specific papers, and depends on what they want to do. Sasuke wants to become a hero, but basically though, he's actually very good. I want to say Sasuke is very good at building support items, because I think it'll be a funny way where Naruto always comes in and says, Sasuke, can you build me this or something. And yeah, I want to have Sasuke being a hero but also being a support. So he technically has to. He basically he always liked to build stuff. So he was always. But he's more of a hero type. Basically going in. So anyways, yeah, enough of that. So they failed the special papers. Naruto says he's quirkless, but he has chakra, and they don't understand it completely, but they know it's basically making him stronger. Naruto is going to basically wreck everything. So let's get through this. Going through this. So what happens is, he goes through the test. He sees mostly girls. Some people from just like the Rookie 9 are in there along with Haku. And well, most of the students that are guys though in his classroom were though Sasuke, Shikamaru, Choji. That was it. So yeah. And well, they go in and they're going like, wow, mostly girls. Anyways, Naruto, good luck. He says good luck to you guys too. So they go in, they take this. Naruto aced it. And then, he gets there into the trying to, basically wait for President, well, not President. Well, yeah, I think it's still President Mike, but it's female version, so yeah. So, she gets there and, she started talking about basically the robots, the 3-pointer, 1-pointer, 2-pointer, 0-pointer. Well, before she even gets to the 0-pointer, female version of Ida, I'm still gonna call them by Ida and all that. They basically say like she basically does exactly the same thing, like she wouldn't canon. But Naruto's not there. Izuku and Bakugo, Izumi and Katsuki, still Bakugo basically, are the ones that this female version of Ida, does say anything. So basically, Naruto is in a, let's say, different area, and it's in the way of Bakugo, like Kazumi, and how he's just sitting there. Well, not sitting there. He's just leaning against the wall, just waiting for the door to open up, and he basically looks up and he sees Kazumi just in front, just yelling like, "I'm gonna make sure I destroy all these robots, and become number one." As he just nods his head, says, "Arrogance and pride, just like my sister." All right. As he basically goes into his mindscape. He knows about Kurama's name. He goes, "Kurama, you ready, partner?" He goes, "Yeah, Naruto. You need some chakra?" He goes, "Just a tiny bit. Please. Thank you." And he goes, "Right." As he starts giving Naruto chakra, which, well, he has his eyes closed, they're red, basically they're turning red. As when the doors open up, all of a sudden, he hears them. And before President Mike or Miss Mike could basically say anything, he's just gone and basically just body flickered and boom, right through the gate. As all of a sudden, he basically sees a couple of robots, and right away, he just stumps his foot on the ground. And ice shards are just, ice spikes are just going right into them. He's basically controlling it with chakra. And already, it's basically it's about 3 to 4, it's 4 robots, and they're all 3-pointers. So they're like, "Whoa, someone's already destroying robots. If I were you guys, I would go because there's no time limit." And, Kazumi's going like, "What the heck? Who's, basically, stealing my thunder?" As, she doesn't see no one there. So she's thinking, I have to go. And, she blasts, she uses her explosions to, fly away. So basically, Naruto is just basically running around, making ice shurikens, throwing them, heck, even making ice katanas and just slicing right through robots. And one thing he does do is when the robot actually tries to hit him, he makes an ice wall blocking the attack, and with the shards of ice, he then just controls it and just shoots it right into the robot, and then having them turn to ice spikes, breaking it. He's very versatile, which he never knew he could do as Sub-Zero. But with chakra, he's able to do so much more. As then he starts weaving hand signs and does multi-shot Konjutsu, making about 15 of him. So, like I said, all the male characters, besides a few of them, are, female now. So, Aizawa's female. So, anyways. Oh, yeah, I want to make Kaminari male still. So, yeah, so basically, he just tells all his clones just to destroy as many robots as you can. Help out people, too. As they all 9, they all just go. And he's just running. He just starts running and just not tough, because he basically was told by his parents, don't, show off too much. Only use Shao Clone Jutsu or the juice, basically the ones that aren't that destructive, and use your ice abilities. From when you were the Lin Kuei Grandmaster. So yeah, so basically then he's just going around destroying more robots. He's ranking up points very quickly. And then the 0-pointer comes out in this one. As he goes, I wonder why they did that. And Kazumi's basically, she's right near him, and she basically goes, "How the heck are you even over here, you extra?" And he goes, "Huh? Oh, you must have met one of my Shao clones." Simple. I'm from Konoha Village, a part of the city, And she was like, "Wait, you," or basically she says, "Wait a minute. So that means that was a ninjutsu version of you?" And he goes, "Yeah, you know about ninjas." He goes, "Of course. I read it on it that's part of our history class in our school, which is amazing about you guys. But anyways, stay out of my way. I'm gonna destroy this robot." She just uses her explosions to go flying upwards as she tries to destroy the robot. her explosions, like she's trying to make bigger explosions, and it's hurting her. So she has to like get back, and she goes, "What the heck? What type of metal is that made of?" As Izuku just, well, not Izuku, as Naruto just says, "Let me try something." She goes, "If I can't destroy, what do you think you can?" He goes, "Easy." He just had his hands in his pockets and just walking forward. As all of a sudden, like the air is starting, it's starting. The temperature in the air just starting to go down, which Zumi can just see her breath. Or not Zumi, I mean Kasumi can see her breath basically, and she's like, "What the?" As all of a sudden, ice just started to come off his feet. And when it gets to when the zero point just gets near it, all of a sudden the ice is starting to go up its leg. As he just says, "Ice prism, eternal life." As then like it just becomes a whole entire statue. And what happens next is something that, well, Kasumi would never expect. He makes hand signs, and then he says, "Wind style, wind ice blade." He just shoots wind out as it's just suddenly also covered in ice. As it basically goes right through the robot, destroying it, cut in two. But it breaks into, it just turns into snow, basically. As he just smiles at this, and he goes like, "Huh, I never suspected that. Alright." And he's just walking away. The ice is disappearing, the temperature is coming back, and Kasumi's just thinking, who the heck is this guy? And, well, that's the end of it. He says, "Let's hope you get into class 1A. If I do see you then, that'll be fun." And he's just walking away. And for some reason, she doesn't know what to say to him. She's just speechless. And so she just goes like, yeah. Alright." And next Naruto's walking out, basically he didn't ever change, he's just walking out. And he sees Shikamaru, Sasuke, and Choji, and he goes like, "Sup guys? How you guys do?" And Choji says, "I failed the written exam probably. I mean, I studied as much as I could with help of Shikamaru." Shikamaru says, "I passed, probably got top score. What about you?" "Same thing. How about the combat portion?" Sasuke says, "It was too easy, actually. I mean, I was able to use my chakra, which, well, along with my lightning ability and my fire. Thankfully, my mom and dad had the same, chakra elements I could use. So I was able to enhance my quirk a little bit more with it." And he goes, "What about the Sharingan? Did you take that out?" I was like, "Nope. But hey, it was pretty easy. All the robots were just way too slow. What about you?" He goes like, "Shadow clones, ice, and wind style, wind blade, ice breath I made. Ice, basically it's wind and ice around it." And he's like, "Show off." He goes, "Hey, I took down a 0-pointer. What about you guys?" They just say, "A girl took down 0-pointer too. I think her name was Azumi," Sasuke says. He was like, interesting. Alright, let's go, guys. He goes, "What about your sister?" I goes like, my grandma and grandma coming by and pick her up. She probably left already. Because her amazing quirk, and they're celebrating early that she got in. Ugh. Funny, right? And they nod, and laugh about it. They know, like, he trusts them with his secret, so they know the truth about him. And yeah. So after that, Izuku gets home, and Izumi's there, along with the grandparents, and Kushina and Minato. And, well, Nezu, still male, is there along with female Aizawa. I'm just gonna say Aizawa still because I don't know the female version name. Someone can make that up for me. That'd be fun. And, well, Nezu goes, "Ah, Naruto, you're here." And he goes like, "All right." you're Nezu, right? The principal of, you know, UA. And he goes, yes. And I'm here to, well, tell you something. You are an interesting case. Your chakra is amazing, even your control of it. But I suspect that the ice abilities of yours isn't really a, well, chakra. As Naruto just smiles and goes, well, you are the world's smartest. So, what do you want to know? He was like, oh, just, well, what is it then if it's not a quirk or chakra? It was like technique passed down for the Lin Kuei for many, many years to their people. Basically, the Lin Kuei is a group of assassins. But, before you even say anything, they do not exist in this world. An alternate reality of ours, parallel, actually. And I was the Grand Master of them. If you do not believe me, use someone to have a mind control quirk to work on me, and you'll see. I'm not lying. I'm willing to go through any test or any obstacle you may throw at me just to prove what I'm saying is true. And, well, Nezu was looking into Naruto's eyes, and he goes, nope, you're not lying. And basically, female eyes, I was just glaring at Naruto. And he just said, and basically he just looks at Nezu still. He was like, so why are you here? He was like, well, you actually broken the record by a landslide. Legit, no one can ever get that many numbers. I mean, that number. He was like, how many? 1,000? It was over that, actually. 1,573 points. You broke All Might's record. All Might's still female, so I think the name will be still All Might, so yeah. So basically, he was like, huh. So what? He was like, I am here to give you a scholarship, actually, which surprised everyone. And he was, all right. So, like, where would I be in class? He was like, class 1A. I mean, honestly, if I had to make a class 1A is basically where the people with chakra and quirks will be, along with other people just with quirks. So we kind of work with your village to work with that, or any other village, since you guys are pretty much stronger than most people because of your chakra control. But it seems you have pretty much, well, handle on it more. Seems like you're very more proficient in it. And Naruto just smiles and was like, of course, because I have no quirk. That's why. So, and plus, I would keep something a secret also from you guys, because, well, I have to keep some secrets about me. He goes, Nezu says, fair enough. I mean, well, we already know about the whole entire Uzumaki clan passes down the Nine Tails, and since your sister does not have it, it seems like you do. And Naruto says, yeah, if you saw the figures with the red eyes, I'm pretty much friends with him. He gives me some chakra, small bits and pieces. But anyways, so what can I do with this scholarship? He goes like, oh, you're allowed to visit any part of the UA, along with, not have to pay for your hero costume. And, well, it's pretty much simple. You are a very unique person, which we would like for you to become a hero. And so, we're willing to do anything that is necessary. And, well, we're also here to tell Haku that she is also in Class 1A. And female version of Mineta is kicked out and put into Class 1B. So, yeah. Sasuke, Shikamaru, and Choji, they're in it. They're in Class 1A. But Sasuke goes to mostly support class. So, yeah. Sorry. Shikamaru goes to Hero in General Studies, and Joji is just a hero. Just want to just make that clear. So yeah, so Naruto just says, "All right, thanks. Is there anything else?" He was like, well, since you wouldn't have to pay for your hero suit, yes, that is it. Oh yes, you can be early to school and walk right in. No problem." He was like, "Oh, cool. Thanks for telling me." Anyways, good. Yeah, you both of you. Good day to you, Nezun. Good day to you, Razorhead. As he just leaves, goes into his room, and well, just starts to put music on. Haku, just asked, "How about me?" He was like, "Oh, you're in class 1A2, but you may be overshined by your brother because of what he's so versatile in." And Haku's a little bit mad at this because, well, she was so used to getting praised and, by her parents and grandparents. Well, grandparents more than her parents. Basically, but the parents are just shocked by Naruto. He broke the record for, UA. And they thought he was just, a monster, They didn't like the Nine Tails, so they didn't see what Naruto was doing. So yeah, and Kushina just, basically says, "And Nezu, thank you for telling us." And she looks at female Ozawa and asks, "Why would you stare at my son so menacingly?" And, female Ozawa just says, because he probably thinks he's better than everyone else, so I don't like that. And Kushina just getting mad, and Minato, calms her down, and that's it. So yeah, after they leave, Kushina comes into the room, and she just sees Naruto just sleeping. And, she leaves him alone. And that's where I'm going to end this what if. Hope you guys enjoy it. I'm just starting to get tired, so I have to end it here. And, yeah, thanks for listening. Hope you guys like it. And bye, everyone.